What is an image? Is it a whisper of light captured on a surface? Or is it a ghost, a twin we create in our own likeness, only to be haunted by it? I remember the first time I saw my own face, not in a mirror, but in the still water of a pond. There I was, yet not there at all, a phantom dancing on the liquid skin of the world. It was a moment of pure wonder, a new kind of self born from light and water. It felt like magic, a secret between me and the sky. We were all like that, once. Innocent children, marveling at our own reflections. We saw not a judge, but a friend, not a standard to meet, but a miracle to behold. The reflection was a companion, a silent witness to our becoming. It held our laughter, our tears, our fleeting expressions, without a single word of judgment. But wonder, like all pure things, can be corrupted. The mirror, once a simple pool of water, became a polished pane of glass. It no longer just reflected, it magnified. It showed us not just who we were, but who we could be, or rather, who we should be. The first flaw we noticed was a crack, not in the glass, but in our perception of ourselves. A stray hair, a tired eye, a line on our brow. The reflection began to talk back, its silent gaze now a chorus of critiques. We started to pose for it, to please it. We turned our profiles, lifted our chins, sucked in our cheeks, searching for that perfect angle, that fleeting moment of flawless beauty. We were no longer looking at ourselves. We were curating an exhibition for an audience of one, the cold, unblinking eye in the mirror. The obsession grew. We built new mirrors, not of glass, but of light and code. We called them cameras, screens, profiles. And with each click, each post, each filter, we carved away a piece of our true selves. We were sculptors of our own ghosts, chiseling away the messy, unpredictable parts of our humanity until all that remained was a smooth, polished statue, a perfect image. But a statue cannot breathe. It cannot love. It cannot feel the warmth of the sun or the sting of the rain. We became curators of our own digital museums, where our lives were displayed as a series of carefully selected snapshots. Look, here I am, laughing on a beach. Here I am, thoughtful in a cafe. Here I am, successful, happy, whole. But behind each perfect picture, a silent scream. A longing to shatter the frame and just be. The image became our master. We woke up to its glow and fell asleep to its judgment. We measured our worth in likes, our happiness in shares, our existence in pixels. We started to see the world not as a place to live in, but as a backdrop for our next photo. A sunset wasn't a moment of awe, it was content. A meal wasn't for nourishment, it was for a story. We were living for the reflection, not for the reality. We began to speak in captions and think in hashtags. Our identities fractured, scattering like shards of a broken mirror. Who was the person smiling in the photograph? Was it me, or was it a character I was playing? The line blurred until it disappeared completely. I looked at my own face on the screen and felt nothing. A stranger, a beautifully crafted, hollow stranger. This is the curse. We have become ghosts in our own lives, haunting the digital hallways we built for ourselves. We chase a perfection that doesn't exist, sacrificing our authentic selves on the altar of the ideal image. We are so busy performing life that we have forgotten how to live it. We have traded the richness of our inner worlds for the flatness of a screen. We are trapped, not by chains, but by our own reflections. Every scroll is a step deeper into the maze. Every filtered selfie is another brick in the wall of our prison. We have forgotten the feeling of our own skin, the sound of our own unfiltered voice. We are dissolving, fading into the static, our souls becoming a glitch in the grand, digital illusion. Is there a way out, or are we destined to become echoes of our own creation, forever trapped in this hall of mirrors? Perhaps the escape isn't a grand gesture. Perhaps it's a small act of rebellion. To look in the mirror and not see a flaw, but a story. To see the lines around your eyes not as imperfections, but as maps of a life lived. To take a picture not to prove you were there, but to remember how it felt. To let a moment be just a moment without the need to capture, curate, and display it for the world. Maybe the first step is to simply put the mirror down. To close the camera app, to turn off the screen. What happens in the silence when the images fade? When there is no audience, no reflection, no performance? What is left? At first, there is fear, an uncomfortable emptiness. The phantom limb of our digital self still aches. We feel unseen, unvalidated, but then, slowly, something else emerges. A whisper, a feeling, a memory? The warmth of the sun on your face, unfiltered, the taste of rain on your tongue, the sound of your own heartbeat, steady and real. You begin to see the world again, not as a backdrop, but as a home. You begin to hear yourself again, not as a narrator for a curated life, but as a person, messy and beautiful and real. This is not a rejection of the image, but a reclaiming of our relationship with it. It is the understanding that a reflection is just that, a reflection. It is not the source. You are the source. You are the light, not the shadow it casts. The journey is to find our way back to the body, to the breath, to the present moment. To accept the beautiful, imperfect, ever-changing truth of who we are, beyond any frame, beyond any filter. To break the curse, we must fall in love not with our reflection, but with the person being reflected. To find beauty not in the posed perfection, but in the raw, unedited, glorious chaos of being alive. The image is not the enemy. Our obsession is. The cure is to look away from the mirror and see the world. To look away from the screen and see each other. To look away from the illusion and finally, truly see ourselves. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more reflections on our modern lives. Stay present and be kind to yourself.